Hey everyone, welcome here to my channel. I am so pleased to have you. If you are new, my name is Christine and I am a homeschooling mom of 3. I live in New Zealand and I share homeschool content here on this channel. So if you want, curriculum reviews and homeschool tips and just general homeschool chit chat, then please go ahead and subscribe because I would love to have you. It is very down to earth here. I try my best to just be honest and realistic about what homeschool looks like, especially with 3 little kids. Mine are 6, 4, and 2. So if you want to join in on that, go ahead and subscribe. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit of a overview, chit chat of the Gather Round Oceania unit. Alrighty folks, well if you're new then you might not know we don't use Gather Round as our exclusive curriculum. I don't really use anything exclusively. I'm a real eclectic homeschooler. I use what works, what I like, whatever tickles my fancy at the time. But recently we've been using a lot more Gather Round's resources. I've been using their preschool curriculum with my daughter Annie. I actually just purchased their ready-to-read curriculum in its entirety to do with her next year. Again, not as an exclusive curriculum, but as something we'll be adding in our homeschool. And most recently, I purchased their Oceania unit. And we have been working through this as a family. And so I wanted to share with you how I am using this with my kids, my little kids, because they're young, and how you could use it as something that is not a full-time curriculum, because it is made to be a full-time curriculum. And so it can look super overwhelming if you look at it and be like, oh my goodness, how would I fit that in? That's what put me off using it in the first place. I was just like, I can't add that much in. But there are ways to make it work, and so that's what I'm going to chat to you about. So first of all, why did we pick this unit? I picked it because we live in Oceania, we live in New Zealand, and I just really like the idea of doing a unit study of the area we live in. I was considering doing the Antarctica unit study because we've been reading Mr. Popper's Penguins, but when I asked my son, because I gave him the choice, which one did he want to do, he picked this one, and so this is what we're doing for now. And so yeah, the way that we're doing it and the way that Gather Round units work is that there is 20 lessons in here. So technically it's about a month's worth of homeschool curriculum. And each child gets their own workbook. So these are the 2 workbooks. I've got Jack's, and he's in the early reader, and Annie, who is in pre-reader. So she's 4, almost 5. Not almost, but not that far away from 5. And Jack is 6. And then this is the teacher's guide, which I've got here. So you can purchase it in digital and print it off, or you can buy it physical. I purchased the digital bundle, which I think was $50, 50 US dollars. I think it was about that. Yeah, and so that's what I printed off. It comes with all of the different levels of workbooks. So I just printed off the ones that are relevant to my kids right now. We may repeat this unit in the future, who knows, and then I can print off the higher levels for them. But for now, this is what I did. So the way that we're using it is we do it in the morning. I guess you could call it our morning basket time, but it's just our family group study time. And we're doing it every day. But the way that I've done it is that I have split the lessons in half. So instead of doing a full lesson every day, we just do half a lesson. Now, the thing that I was most concerned about this is that there's a lot of reading in it. And while my children are very used to being read aloud to, and they will sit for a long time, I was a little bit concerned that the information might be over their heads and therefore they would struggle to comprehend it and really listen to it. Thankfully, that has not been an issue, and I think part of that was just cutting the lesson in half, and sometimes I just skip the stuff that I know is not going to be relevant to them or over their heads, or they just don't really need to know right now. And so I would just say to you and remind you that the curriculum is supposed to work for your family, not the other way around, and so make it work. Leave stuff out, add stuff in. It's fine. Make it work for you. And so, yes, that's how we've been doing it. So I don't know. I wasn't going to do a flip through, but you can kind of see. I'll hold it up to the camera. Like, it is just, it's a full page. It's a lot of reading. But I love how bright and colorful the illustrations are. I mean, look at this. Look how stunning the color is on this. And yeah, so I just read aloud to them. They sometimes do their handwriting while I'm reading it to them. And that sometimes, depending on what they need to do in their workbook for the day, like there's a lot of coloring pages in the pre-reader one. Annie will work on that. So we split the workbook pages in half as well. So Annie would do, let me show you here. Here's for lesson 6. She would do this coloring in page the one day. And then the next day, she would do what activity is on here. Like this one, I think, is like a coloring page, and she needs to cut some stuff out from the appendix and glue it in. So that's what Annie would do. Jack's stuff is a little bit higher up. There's a little bit of writing in there, but what I really appreciate is that they often reference like dictation rather than him writing it out. Like if it's too much for him, he can just ask me to write it. He'll tell me what it's about. Here it's got like color the koala. There is a grammar rule page coming up, so it goes over some grammar rules and a little bit of practice there. There's free writing. There's actually like loads and loads of stuff in here, and I've been very pleased with what's available in here. So I would not use this as an exclusive curriculum. I've never been tempted to, and after using it now, I still wouldn't. It does cover a lot of subjects, but I mean, they don't claim to ever say that they cover math. You do need your own math curriculum. So there's no like purely dedicated math in there. There might be like just by the by math that's part of the lesson, but it's not like intentionally put in there. I would not use it exclusively for my language art program. I don't feel like it's nearly strong enough for reading and grammar and all that kind of stuff. But I do think that there is value in it, and it's loads of fun. We are learning so much together. My kids are having so much fun with it, and so am I. And I do love how they have, like, in the lesson, you'll read it, and then it'll say activity break or extension option. And so you can go and look up videos on things or do a little activity to demonstrate something. And I really appreciate that. There's a lot of thought that has gone into the curriculum. And I am hopefully planning on buying a couple of units for next year and just doing it even slower, like maybe only once or twice a week and just doing half a lesson at a time. I totally think you can use it that way, and it's not too slow. Like your children will still comprehend what you're learning. But what I do suggest doing is showing your kids the units that are available and getting their input on what they would like to learn, because we all know that when they're interested in the subject, they retain it so much better, and it is a lot easier for you to then teach. And so that's what I like about the whole concept of it. Yeah, this is the part of their year 2 curriculum, so I don't know how many years total they're doing, but they have a year 1 and a year 2 so far, and the year 2 units, from what I have heard, are better than year 1. There are far fewer errors that have been picked up in it. I've only picked like a couple of maybe minor spelling errors in it. So I've been happy with it anyway, and I don't ever expect any curriculum to be 100% perfect, to be totally honest. I also am very aware how new it is, and so it's undergoing a lot of like editing and reviews and things like that. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents. I hope that it was helpful. If you do have any questions about this or anything Gather Round, because I know I asked on Instagram what videos you guys wanted, and several people commented and said please Gather Round. And so if there's more stuff you specifically want me to video on, then I can do that, but just let me know in the comments below or DM me on Instagram, and I will do my very best to bring that to you. I'm always more than happy to share. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, questions in the comments below, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no war.